Josh Green here for Tungsten Tales. Delighted to be joined by one of the newest members of the PDC Pro Tour, Josh Richardson, coming through Qschool this time around. How are you doing, Josh?
Yeah, I'm good, thank you, Josh. Yeah, I'm great.
Yeah, I mean, what a week for yourself down in Milton Keynes. A really tough tournament to get through, one of the toughest in the world, many players say, to get through and claim a tour card from that. How does it feel right now to be on that PDC Pro Tour?
Uh, to be fair, I'm still buzzing. I really am. It still feels surreal, but now I just can't wait for it to start next month. Can't wait to get to the first Pro Tour and start playing.
Was it very much the realistic goal going into Q-School this year around that you were going to get your tour card? Because I know some people go in and it's sort of like an aim, but it might not necessarily be a realistic aim. Is that what you were going for completely?
Yeah. I mean, I've done it for the last God knows how many years. I think my first Q-School was when I won the BDO World Youth that year, 2016. So I've been trying since then to get onto the Pro Tour. That is my aim every year to get onto Pro Tour. But now I've done it. So
Yeah.
yeah.
After all those attempts, does it become any more difficult to go back to Q-School after you've not made it maybe year after year?
There is something in the back of my mind, like keep going every year. You fail every time you go, but this time, like you just have to keep trying. And that's what I done this year. And there was some, I started off quite well. I think started last week at the Q School, and there was just something there that made me even feel more hungrier to get that
Yeah.
tour card. You know.
How important is that start in these big tournaments? Because if you can get a little bit of lead on the order of merit, you've got that leeway. If you do go out early in maybe one or two tournaments, you've still got those points on the board.
Yeah.
How important is that?
Well, to get the points on the board from
Nice and early, yeah.
early, yeah. Well, I couldn't tell you really because obviously I got through the first stage into the second stage, and I had a bad start, and over the first 2 days I picked up no points. Um, but I think the first stage, I can't remember how many points I got, but I think I got. Well, to be fair, I couldn't tell you. I can't really remember. But
That's fair enough.
yeah, but yeah, the second stage I started off bad, and I'd say I think about 6 points would have got me through. I know looking back at it now, people on 5 points got through. So on the Saturday, I done well and got enough points to go into Sunday, and I think I had to get to a quarter final or last 16 to get my tour card, and end up getting to the final anyway. So yeah, got enough points.
You mentioned about that BDO youth final back in the day that you won. That was really the start where people started to take notice of yourself. I know the story started long before then. Where did darts first sort of enter your mind, and you maybe think that it could be an option as a career?
Um, I think I got my first set of darts when I was 7 years old, and at the time, like my dad was playing darts back then. He'd been playing darts since he was 16, so he'd been playing darts many years ago, before I was even born. But I picked up my first set of darts when I was between 7 and 8 years old, and I think just since then I just fell in love with it, and I kept playing and playing. Every time I got back from school, I was on the board, and mum and dad couldn't get me off it.
You're a practice partner of your dad's from an early age then.
Yeah, yeah.
I know you still practice with him a bit now, don't you? I mean, he's obviously still competing at a very high level in the WDF system on the modus and has plenty of competitions. That must be useful to yourself and him to have that high quality practice all the time.
Yeah, I mean, it is. We used to, not so much now, but we used to be in the practice room pretty much every single day when he comes back from work, when I get back from school, and then when I left school, back from college and work and stuff like that. We was constantly in there, for at least 2 hours, just having games with each other.
And the fact that your dad's been on the Pro Tour before many times, how much advice and experience will he be able to give you for what's going to be your first taste of Pro Tour action?
Well, he hasn't given me advice yet, but I mean, I'm sure there's still plenty of time before the Pro Tour starts. So,
what are you expecting from it? Because you're going to be walking into a room with some of the biggest dart stars in the world, and you're going to be a part of that 128 players to be competing against them.
Yeah, I mean, like you're just saying that now, it's just giving me goosebumps, and I mean, it has been my dream to play against the big boys, and I mean, I'd love it if I get drawn against one of the bigger names, like first game. I don't care if I win, I don't care if I lose, like just to play them. Yeah, it just feel really, really weird, and yeah, I don't know. When the time comes, I'll have to let you know how it feels, but right now I couldn't tell you.
Who are you most looking forward to playing, would you say?
It has to be Van Gerwen, I think.
I
mean, it has to be. It's probably one of the better players after Phil Taylor. So, yeah, it'd be great to play him.
Have you played any of the really big boys on any exhibitions or anything like that before? Or
no, not really. No, I mean, I think the only person I played Nathan Aspinall during lockdown, like over video call and stuff like that. Played Darryl Gurney, but other than that, really, I haven't played anyone or in a proper tournament or anything.
Yeah.
So,
what are you expecting from yourself this year? Because lots of people say you've obviously got nothing on the rankings, and just it's about building and sort of predicting where you're going to be at the end of those 2 years. What do you want to achieve in your first year as a tour card holder?
I'd probably take the first year's experience just to see like where I'm at the end of the year. Even if I make the World Championships, I know it's a big ask, but that would be like to do it my first year, like Rob Cross did, and go and win it. I mean, if I do that, I don't know what I'd do, but yeah, I'll take the first year's experience, and like I say, if I win games, I win. If I lose, I lose. But then I think the second year is when it starts, because then you'll be defending money, I think. But yeah,
not defending, but you'll be playing
like
to keep the tour card essentially, won't you?
Yeah, to stay in the top 64. I think that'll probably be my aim for the second year. Yeah, so I don't want to go back to Qschool now, with how hard it is.
I think that's what people say, that after you come through it, you just want to remain in that top 64 and not go back, because there are so many names there that even were stuck on 0 or 1 point or didn't get off the mark. So many top names that you would have expected to be right up there challenging for the tour cards. It's just brutal, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, I looked on social media the other day, and people were making predictions of who's going to get their tour card, and pretty much every one I see were the same names, and half of them didn't even get through. So yeah, and to be fair, I was shocked as well seeing some of the bigger names that didn't get through.
Yeah. What do you think was your biggest win over the week in Milton Keynes? The one that really sort of did it for you?
I think it had to be against Darren Beveridge. I mean, I played Darren in the first stage. I think I had chances, but he beat me 5-3. And I ended up playing him in the second stage, and that was on the last day. I didn't know I had to win that game to get my tour card. Well, I had to win to get my tour card, and he had to win to guarantee his tour card, even though he got through anyway. But yeah, I think that was the game.
How do you think that would have changed if you did know the situation? Do you think it would have been different?
Maybe. I mean, I think just before that game, actually, my dad had the live rankings on his phone, And I see, obviously, if you're in the dark green, you've got your tour card, and I was the only person in yellow at the time, so I kind of knew, obviously, if I won that game, I would have been through. But yeah,
Does it still feel sort of very raw, and you can't quite believe that you're going to be in this position?
yeah. I mean, yeah, it is. I've had so many messages and congratulation messages. My phone hasn't stopped still. See, with my birthday again yesterday as well, my phone hasn't stopped for the last 2 or 3 days, and yeah, it's just been mental.
Well, yeah, we look forward to seeing you on the Pro Tour, Josh, and best of luck for the next couple of years. I'm sure we'll catch up over that time.
Yeah, cheers, Josh.